So give us a little spiel about who you are. Who was for?
Ooh. I'm Advocate, also known as Foil. I've been rapping since like 2015. I've been writing since way before that.
Mhm.
I make music to, just like you said, be medicine, to relax you or turn you up if you're gonna go to the gym or do something that requires energy. But the goal is to always make you think a little bit more like introspectively, like about yourself,
Mm.
because I feel like a lot of life is learning and healing stuff that you've been through, especially like, as a youth,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I think it's a never stopping journey. So even when you're locked in and focused on life, going
Mm.
to work, taking care of responsibilities,
Yeah.
you got to know how to deal with certain things. So for me, it's music. So I can be working. And if I'm having a day where I'm mad, I'm like, I know who to listen to today. And
Mm-hmm.
same if I'm happy or if I want to chill out. So I want to do that myself for everybody else. I want to be that person for every emotion. But I guess right now, my personal challenge is figuring out how to be that person for whatever I'm trying to convey. And right now,
Mm.
it's like focus but sadness. That's what I'm on. You know.
Mm.
Yeah.
I've never heard nobody hone in on those two specific things.
Right?
That's different. So,
Yeah,
like, tell me a little bit more about that before we jump into the other topic.
for sure. So focus because I'm 29. I turned 29 on February 18th.
Mm.
Shout out Aquarius, But my music, along with everything else in my life right now, is about execution, right? Like
Mm.
planning, and then when it's finally time, making sure it comes out the right way. And that's
Mm.
all in the planning. So the focus in that is in life, just preparing for my next older years,
Mm.
helping my parents out. I
Mm.
got friends that are having kids now. I'm a godfather. So
Mm.
thinking about that and being an example, but just having more of a stability
Mm.
and being able to take care of certain things as a man easily, like without a second thought.
Mm.
But in that focus, there's a lot that goes on in life. So happiness is happiness, but I feel like me in particular, I focus in on sadness because
Mm.
when it comes around, you know, nobody looks forward to it.
Right.
So even with things that go on just with family, and dealing with that, knowing how to deal with it while keep moving,
Mm.
right? Because if you don't know how to deal with that emotion, something real crazy happens.
Yeah.
It's gonna like knock you off your feet. And same with like the earth and like how now that everyone has social media, you can see in different parts of the world what's going on with people
Mm.
instead of just what the news says. So the news might say these people over here are so and so, and now we see people just like us in a different setting
Mm.
being terrorized by the government that's supposed to protect them. So that also messes you up a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of that like just staying focused while feeling that emotion and learning how to navigate it. Yeah,
I like that. I really do. And
thank
I like, I don't even know what to say first. Goddamn. Okay. So the fact that you honed in on those two, I really think that's important as well because when people face a lot of trials and tribulations, they tend to let that get to them a lot to the point where they go into like a depressive state, or they may get into a state where it's like, fuck everything. And it's just like, why even try anymore? But a lot of people, like from even just from how you explain, a lot of people can take depression or take sadness or take anxiety or just take any negative factor and make that a positive one.
that's
You
true.
feel me? Yeah.
Yep.
So like, I know like a couple years ago, I wrote a note in my iPhone and I was like, taking negativity and putting it more towards positivity. Because a lot of people can sit into negativity because it feels normal. It's a common thing for people to feel, for people to do, and a lot of people like to take those negative feelings and blame it on a lot of situations that they go through. Some people
Right.
think they can never heal from going through a bad situation, but like how I always say a lot, and I'm a poet, so I do take a lot of negative things and do turn it positive because you gotta brighten up the world. I know it's a
Exactly.
lot of negativity. I know it's a lot of demonic things and stuff like that, but that just cannot be a shadow for everything.
Right.
So being colorful, and by colorful I mean like just seeing the world more vividly than everybody else. Like you're taking something that's not small, but put it in a way like you're taking something as small as a seed, putting it into the ground, which is that dark, deep place where you feel like you can't get out of, and you're there
Hmm.
for months, weeks. But then as time goes, you grow into a flower, a tree, anything
Yeah.
like that. So the fact that you said focus and sadness, I'm like, okay. I'm like, you got to explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
Because you hear a lot of sad songs and people just be, oh, fuck it. I'm going to select this forever. And it's like, nah, bro, you can't do that.
That's such an easy way to go to when something bad happens, or if you're feeling sad,
Hmm.
just say fuck it, because that's easy. And
Yeah.
it's not just like that, it's easy, but like you're already sad, and you
Hmm.
start looking around and counting what's bad. You're like, this is bad, this is bad. And then even for like, I've seen people like further in life than me, when they say fuck it, everything starts to fall apart. But
Hmm.
they have that certainty and that control and not caring. So
Yeah.
it's almost like they got control again, even though they're letting shit fall apart because they
Yeah.
decided to say fuck it. But
Hmm.
I even took that like to where if I say okay, no, I'm gonna do it, because with everything I've ever done, I've accomplished what I wanted to. Like when I first heard my first like rap song that made me want to write, I was like rapping on beats I was rapping over them. I was like, no, I'm
Hmm.
rapping this song now. And I was like, eventually, I'm gonna have my own shit. I'm gonna have my name. I'm gonna be a rapper. I'm gonna have this project. I'm gonna say,
Hmm.
who wanna rap with me? Who wanna go against me?
For sure.
Huh. And then I got to that point, and it's like, okay. And I didn't realize it because I wanted so much more. But then one day I
Hmm.
stopped, and I'm like, wait a second. I really do this. Like, I
Hmm.
really pour my heart out, go to the studio. I'd be in there for hours,
Hmm.
just making what I want to, and then coming out. So, okay, what do I want to do next? And so it's just like if you say fuck it. If I say okay, I want to create whatever,
Hmm.
to whatever degree you want to create it, you can do it. You just got to keep, like you said, plant that seed,
Hmm.
keep doing it. Because if you stop watering it, it's just gonna stop growing. But if you keep watering it
Exactly.
even when you don't see it, then when
Hmm.
you see it, don't stop just because you see it. Because
Exactly.
make a tree,
For sure.
make a forest.
Definitely.
Yeah.
When was like that moment for you where you felt like music was going to be something that you can give to the world?
I forget which song in particular I wrote, but it wasn't even a song that I wrote, I think. It was listening to certain artists. Even when I was listening, I knew what I wanted to give back at a certain point. So, like, MF Doom is a big one. When I first heard Doom, I was like, it felt real, damn, how do I put it? Listening to Doom, it feels like raw and realistic, but like the warmth of being around family. So, but like cold. And I was like, I want to do that. So even every time I heard a song from him after, even before I had the capabilities to go to and from and go to the places to record, I was walking around with my headphones in, writing whatever, just all my lyrics. But I think it was around the time I started really falling in love with certain music and artists, like albums and stuff like that. Because there was a time I just listened to songs. When I started listening to albums, I think I knew I wanted to give back. Kendrick, right? When I first heard "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe," I seen it on MTV. It was the music video, and yeah, that's when I knew for sure I wanted to like really like make music that hit people in an emotional way, because that song got me. So I was like, this is different. Yeah,
Either gone or here still, who would you say is an influence on your style of music, or have you created your own?
that's a great question. I'll say for influences, big three. I have to pick a big three because they all kind of influenced me in a way. Mac Miller, rest in peace. Schoolboy Q, and Kendrick Lamar, for sure. And then now, I feel like now I definitely found my own style and sound and what I want to do with it. I feel like I was chasing it for a while, and sometimes when I couldn't figure something out, I would go to one of their sounds. I'd be like, what would so and so do with this? But I haven't done that in a while. Lately, I just feel, and then I'm like, nah, I don't want to rap on that type of beat. I don't want to rap on that. That's the type of beat, and that kind of brings together what's going on in my head a little bit.
Okay, I fuck with that. I definitely can tell. Well, not can tell, but in a way, I felt like because I know you mentioned Cole, and I'm like, yeah, he's. A lot of people don't pay attention to him a lot, but those who know about him, they know. And then Kendrick, of course, as well. But um, I felt like one of them was either gonna be in that top three for sure, or top three
Yeah,
or five, whichever one you would have picked. Um, but when it comes to building your sound, like if you were never able to listen to those top three artists ever again, would you find someone else, or would you just let who you are be in your music?
definitely me. I feel like a lot of the musical journey has been, for me personally, getting back to me 100%. Because when I started, I feel like it was me mixed with what I wanted to do, improve. And then it was influences, and I want to make a sound like this, and I want to catch a vibe, like I want to get people's attention like this. And now it's back to, I really don't care. I just want to make music. So having that feeling, like you said, fuck it earlier, I kind of had that with music a while ago, where I wasn't happy with nothing I was really making. I didn't want to perform any of it. And I was like, why is that? So I took a break, didn't touch nothing. And then I was like, fuck it, I want to write. So if I started over, especially, it would be more me because when I was just a listener, like before social media was a huge part of it, because I remember when Instagram and Facebook like damn near first started, and well, when I was allowed to have one, like when I became a damn freshman. But before that, music was just you listen to it and you only had the song to interpret anything. Even like the artists, like I love the artists. I don't know what they look like, what they do every day. I don't know what they did last week, what they did yesterday. Now we know all that, and now it's become a part of a little bit how you present yourself. And I try sometimes to not, then I got to some extent. So I know what to do now, but I battle with that. But I feel like not caring about how you're perceived and just being is the purest way to create anything. And it's hard sometimes because you might not even know that you're like trying to do something, like trying to catch attention or match a certain aesthetic. But really, and maybe it has to do with getting older, but I don't care anymore. I just like, I made a song yesterday. I was trying to get to the studio so bad. I was so like heated and just excited. So much has been going on. I'm like, I need to record. That stuff I recorded 3 months ago doesn't mean anything to me anymore. And that's crazy mindset. It's crazy to say that, but so I recorded, but after that I felt so light. I was like, that's everything. And it sounds like lately I've been like, that sounds like me. Even though I've been recording for like years. Lately I've been like, no, that's me. I've been telling people close to me, like, that's me. Like that's what I sound like. That's what I want. And they're like, why don't you sound like that all the time? And I'm like, well, you're right. That's a good question. So now I just, yeah.
For sure. Now I know some people can like pinpoint a time in their life where it was like, as far as like the evolution of music. So can you pinpoint a point in your life where you just knew like your sound was gonna change?
Yeah, that's crazy too. That's a great question. Um, but I started recording around 2015, and before that, my biggest like music I listened to was what, hip hop, like just rap, like Nas, like Doom, like shit like that. Eminem, old school Eminem. Then house music, like a lot of just house like that. Like that was my beast. I love it. Like a lot of bonobo, a lot of just a lot of shit. And then metal. Yeah, I'm a metalhead. Love metal. So then when I started rapping, it was just like hip hop, like real New York heavy beats and stuff like that. And then the SoundCloud music or the SoundCloud era, I feel like what people call it, like Lil Pump around the time he started making music, yeah, and then the Ski Mask and what Smoke Perp. I like their beats. Like I didn't hear beats like that before, so I started trying to rap on those beats. and then my music style changed completely. So that's the first time I didn't even think I was going to do anything like that. I was on my just boom bap. Then I heard beats like that, and then I'm on SoundCloud just trying new styles of rapping. It changed a lot.
Okay, now metal. Interesting that you say that. So I think I've heard a decent amount of it. So how would you explain like the sound of metal music?
Oh
Like what does
man,
it do for you?
yeah, I got you. What? All right, so metal is like for me. Um, a night where you're feeling like lonely, a little somber. Not you're not sad and depressed, but you're just a little sad. You're still in your right mind, thinking, feel, but you're sad. It's a beautiful blue dark night out, but there's a thunderstorm, and you're just laying in the middle of a field, feeling, listening to the thunderstorm. That's metal to me. Or like if you're angry and you're like, wrecking something with a thunderstorm. So I don't know, like that. It's like chaos, but organized. And sometimes it'll let itself loose, and then it comes back. That's how I see metal a little bit. I was trying to get poetic.
That's not fair. Okay. That's I would have never looked at it like that. But organized chaos, that's a different way to explain that though. Because when I first heard it, I'm just like, this sounds, it definitely does sound chaotic. But it just sounds like a lot of nothing to me.
Yeah,
And it's like, what is the meaning of this? But I mean, put it like that, it makes sense though.
yeah.
It makes sense.
I know what you mean, because like even with like what punk rock music, a lot of punk music is like that too. It's just you hear drums and guitar and people screaming, you can't understand it. But I feel like being really unnecessarily angry as a kid made me get into metal. But also, I listen to music in different languages too. So if I can't understand something, I look beyond it. Like I'll listen to the music and see what the music's doing, and then see how the melody is. Bless you. See the melody's going with the music, and that'll kind of make me like it. So yeah, and some metal is different. Like sometimes they'll start singing, and the music or the instrumentals will get kind of chill. So and then some is just constant, there's noise and yeah,
Yeah, that's different though. Yeah, I've had a little taste of that before. Like I want to say mainly in movies, probably. I've heard
yeah.
a little bit about metal, but not too much. Um, okay, now let's speak on because last time we talked to Tone and Lake, we touched on mental health, and we also spoke about how music is therapy and it is medicine for other people. And one of the most important things about AAG is like it's built on authenticity, and it's not a lot of people who are being themselves in their music or let alone just in life in general. So just being a part of AAG, how do you feel like you're going to be an antidote to the music industry going forward?
Great question. I feel like I'll do that by continuing to be myself and let that shine through in my music. I feel like a lot of it has to do with people and musicians not being themselves. It's like when it comes to creating a character to like promote your sound or whatever you're doing, I feel like people feel like they have to take that for really become a whole character. When sometimes you think of it like, what's your favorite part of yourself? If you put that on the forefront and advertise that kind of. So like, say you take a photo shoot. I don't wear no chains and stuff like that. I don't have any, chains. I don't want to wear one unless I have one, like, a real one. And even then, I feel like I buy property first. So my point, so I'm not, yeah. So I'm not going to be in an interview with chains on. I'm not going to go rent clothes to wear and do stuff like that. Even if I know it'll look good on the camera and like that might bring me some more fans. I don't want fans that want to watch me because they seen I got this or that on or I look like this. More so listen to me. And if I want to be fly, I can still be fly, but you just gotta stay within your means. So I feel like doing that and not paying attention to people who aren't being themselves either. Because like a lot of people have idols and people they look up to that, they only look up to for being rich. So or perpetuating a certain lifestyle. And it's like, I don't know, just be honest. Like, I'm a nerd, right? I like anime, I like superheroes, I like movies, I like zombies, I like music. So that's it. I lead with that anywhere I go, and there's no confusion. And then I'm comfortable too, because there's no confusion. I want to talk about Batman. It's like I'm not going to talk about,
No, that's facts though, because a lot of people think it's, how Tone said, corny. It's not corny to be yourself. It's really not. Like,
hmm
everybody is one of a kind. Everybody, I mean, there may be some that may have similarities and things like that, but everybody is made to their own.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So being yourself is, it's important, because when it comes to music and things like that, or even just like media personnel or just people in the industry just in general, I just feel as though um people, well, I would say the audience gravitates more towards those that they can relate to. Now I
hmm
know there may be people like, oh yeah, they have a lot of money, I'm gonna be like that, or they got a big house, I'm gonna be like that too. But you got to think like, my how I see everything is like, when it comes to those who are millionaires, the only difference between me and them is that they have more money than me, and they have a bigger property that they own,
Facts.
and more people know them, you know. But they
Maybe
still,
too.
yeah, they still bleed the same, they still talk the
hmm
same way I do, you know what I'm saying, they can still do the same things that I can, but it just cannot relate to you on a human factor. Like,
Right. Yeah.
can you, or am I able to speak to a celebrity about real world issues instead of just speaking about what's in the blogs all the time?
Right.
Like, you know, so yeah, like Instagram, like social media just in general, a lot of them show themselves. Like Chris Brown, for example, like I'm a fan of him. So if he was supposed to video like him just being himself, people can relate to that. You know, being
Yep.
goofy, being regular and stuff like that. But at the same time, everybody know Chris Brown is being like, I'm gonna say like the king of R&B. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? So
Yeah.
they can relate to his music, but I feel like fans, they have a deeper connection when it's like, I can connect to this artist, but I can connect to him or her as a person. You
hmm
know, like, and it lacks that in the industry now. Like
Big time.
how you were saying, people rent clothes, they rent cars, they rent jewelry, and
Yeah.
it's like, why are you doing all this? And you know, internally, you're not happy with your life.
hmm
You know,
hmm
so authenticity is a big thing that needs to be. Well, I feel like now it may be start, you know, becoming a thing, but there's a lot of still false imaging now. But you know, the more underground people, you know, they being themselves, it's like
Yeah.
that's gonna come more to the surface as time progresses. So to segue into the next part is, how do you see the music industry in the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years?
Yeesh. Um. Man, I see a lot. I see a lot of artists, like a lot of new artists, constantly, and I don't see it as a bad thing. Um, that's all I can see now. I hope to see more groups and more like unity in like music, because like being yourself, right? We were talking about earlier, and as far as this too, people are gonna need to be more themselves. Like a lot of the new artists I've been following and keeping up with lately are real. At least they seem authentic, and I dig that, because yeah, I don't always want to see that neither. But I see a lot more artists coming, and I do see artists coming together and working together more genuinely. I see a lot of I feel like a lot of the glam stuff is gonna go away. Not like people ain't gonna like nice stuff, but I feel like that's not gonna do it anymore. I feel like it's not doing it now for real, you know. And so I think there's gonna be a room for a lot more the poets and people who want to like really, maybe I'll say, get lyrical and creative, just new sounds, just like, yeah, 'cause so many weird sounds have been out. But I just see a lot of room for new, because I'm always looking for new artists still, but especially in rap. And like that motivates me to make something, because sometimes I'll be looking for a new artist. I'm like, make what you're looking for, stop. And I'm like, okay, yeah, get right back to it. And that's a great place to be. But yeah, I think there's a lot of room for growth.
It is. I can agree with that. I think there is more room now for more people to emerge because like a lot of people in the Hollywood scene now, they just falling off, you
Yeah,
know.
for
So it's
real.
like, and I'm so glad you brought that up because I was actually speaking to um he's an R&B singer. He's from Ohio, and I was telling him like I really think that in like the next couple of years, if it's not starting now, like how you just said, like
Hmm.
I feel like there is more room being made for all the new artists coming out now. Like yeah, Hollywood is still popping, but those people who are underground still, all them independent artists,
Yeah,
they are about to take over in the next couple of
absolutely.
years because, like you said, like they're creating stuff that they don't hear,
Hmm.
and it's important. Like, yeah, you're gonna try to find people who are making music that you're looking for, but whatever you're looking for, it's inside of you.
Hmm.
You ain't gonna find that nowhere else, you know.
No.
So I'm glad you brought that up, though. I'm really
Yeah.
glad you did.
Thank you.
So, how do you think AAG is gonna help your career going forward?
I think AAG is going to introduce me to a lot of cool people and artists like today. I think definitely, and I've already known Tone to be the type to where it's like you want to do something, he's like, all right, let's do it, and like that, always quality, always everything you need. I love when like he's the type. If we record, it's going to be a video too, and we're going to talk about some more stuff. So, but I think AAG is going to help with the focus, especially because the focus and organization, that's everything. When you do it with focus, you do it with care, that'll grow. So I think the community, especially that I'm missing in the music world, AAG will provide that. And yeah, the focus.
For sure. So let's talk about what you have coming up. You don't have to get, too deep into detail if you want to keep some stuff under wraps. Totally fine. But what do you have going on? How can the people find you and things like that?
Right now, you can find me anywhere you listen to music. My name is Advocate with two D's. So ADDVOCATE. I'm on Instagram too. My handle is Foil Num because I started off as Foil. And yeah. But right now, I just released a project, a little EP with 4 songs on it called Mothman Aquarius. You can find that everywhere. But I'm going to be dropping singles and more videos soon, more leaning to the short film realm. I'm still going to have some videos that are like music videos, but expect short films, expect them because, yeah, I love films and I got to get into that. Every time I have a camera and I don't make some type of film, I feel a little bit crazy. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of that this year,
Okay.
and a lot of really good songs. A lot of really good songs.
Okay,
There's one on
good.
Bandcamp I just dropped yesterday. I'm sorry,
Mm.
but June 1st. It's the second, right? July. Jesus. July 1st. Yep. But
Okay,
yeah,
bet. Damn sure. Okay. Cause I'm gonna be getting another camera this summer actually, and I do want to. I'm actually helping, well, directing and producing, and I wrote the script for a poetry project for one of my fellow poets, and I want to step into doing more short films and stuff like that. So I mean, whenever you're ready, let me
hey,
know. Need
you
a
need an
script or
actor?
something? Let me know.
That's it.
So I already know the answer to this question, but to just close the conversation with the work in the artistry that you're doing now, do you see this as a passion or is it just something that you just do because it's fun?
That's a big passion. My dad told me like 4 years ago. We were talking about it. I always do my music. I always talk about it. He's like, son, if you're not making money from it yet, stop doing it. And I was like, no, no. So I still spend a lot of money on my music. And I'm not going to, it's passion for sure because I can't function properly if I don't get certain thoughts out in song.
Mm,
Even if I get them out in thoughts, even if I say how I'm feeling,
mm,
I'm going to feel horrible until it's in song form. And then I'm like, okay.
mm.
So yeah, it's going to be a forever thing for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
for sure. I love that.
Yeah.
Damn.